You are watching a TraVentures Media Group presentation in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Because what is the one device that most of us never have out of arm's reach? And Travis has become an expert in digital marketing. I've known Travis for a while. I've always been a big fan of his graphic design, and he's just become such an expert in this field that he's my go-to. And I was really excited and proud. He's one of my best friends, just so you know. Really proud when he branched out on his own and opened TraVentures Media. I call him the best in the best. So please put your hands together for Travis Lawinski.
Well, first off, I want to thank everyone for being here. I am incredibly excited for this event. If you're wondering how you get your name up on here, I want to go over real quick my interactive slideshow that I put together for everyone. So if you go to poll.trav.media and register, today's workshop is going to be interactive. What do I mean by interactive? Well, I want to get to know everyone here better. So that way I know how to answer some of your questions. A lot of us have worn many hats, and as Jen has explained in the past, I wore many hats as well. I started off as a designer and animator, got into video, got into web design, got into web marketing, and how all of that fits into your overall brand. And so today, I feel that we've kept these things way close to our chest to not share with everyone like you. So my goal is to help educate you so that way you can take something. As long as there's something here that you take back and you apply to your job, that makes me happy. And so what we're going to go over today is Facebook and Google advertising at a very high level, knowing what the difference is. And as we keep going through that, I want to share with you a very high-end marketing system that is very simple. So as we keep moving forward, if you have not registered yet, please go to poll.trav.media to sign up for the interactive workshop. That is all going to be ran through your cell phones. Everything's going to be text. So whenever I ask a question, you guys can pick up your cell phone and text the answer. So that way I can better understand where the audience is. So if you have not done yet, please go to trav.media or poll.trav.media and to get started here. So what's the difference between Facebook and Google advertising? So real quick, I want to know why everyone is here. So why did you attend today's event? To get out of work? To understand Facebook and Google ads? To learn how to use email lists and retarget on Facebook? And because Travis told me to come. So some of you, I twisted your arms a little bit, but you're here, so I'm happy about that. So to get out of work, please text. Here's the code up here, 22333, and then type in the corresponding number. So right now it's overwhelming understanding Google and Facebook ads. So I'll give you guys another couple seconds to fill it out. All right. So everybody get a chance to? Is anybody still texting in? All right. So overwhelmingly, the understanding Facebook and Google ads is why you're here, which is excellent because that's going to be the brunt pretty much the highlight of the event. So whenever I want to help you guys understand some key terms that I'm going to be using, especially search engine marketing, or SEM for short. Most of you have probably heard the term SEO, right? Anybody? Show hands. SEO, search engine optimization. Search engine marketing feeds in with your SEO. So search engine marketing is more kind of pay to play, or search engine organization or optimization is very much optimizing all of your content and using different keywords to rank on search engine results pages. So you have that right there. And they incorporate the search engine optimization into your search engine marketing platform. And so if you look on the back here, if anybody wants to follow along, I have the link to these slides, which will be of high benefit for you, especially if you would like to learn more about number 6 on the agenda, which is the Facebook marketing system. So do not throw this away if you want to keep a reference point for the slide deck. So what's the difference? You have Google on one hand, and you have Facebook on the other. Two internet juggernauts. When you say social is just the environment of the internet. Everything's social. Facebook's social. Google's become social. They have Google Plus. They have Google Groups, Google Hangouts. It's become a hub. These two juggernauts have become the biggest hubs for information. And you can get information at your fingertips. And I'm going to let you know right now that what I am sharing with you, you can find online. This isn't a secret. You can find this information online. These little things, to get you have to play by their rules, right? So anything Google, you put on Google, you set up the Google My Business, you create Google Plus pages, you know content, and getting listed under their search engine. You know, there's all kinds of tips and tricks surrounding that. And so Google is the #1 search engine in the world with 4.464 billion searches per day. When you say Google it, everybody's Googling it. And in Facebook, 52% of consumers were influenced to make a purchase via Facebook. So now you have to think of it as IQ versus EQ. If you understand the difference between those two individual theories, you'd be better equipped to understand the difference between Google and Facebook. And so little tips on here, best time to post, and this is all dependent upon your industry, when people are online, right? So that is a very general overview. Best time to post on Facebook, 3 p.m. on Wednesday. Other optimal times include noon to 1 p.m. on Saturdays, and Sundays 1 to 4 p.m. and on Thursdays and Fridays. So what does YouTube and Instagram have to do with this? So YouTube and Instagram. So YouTube is owned by anyone? Thank you. Instagram is owned by Facebook. So now you have not just one thing. You have a network that branches out and essentially helps your brand grow. You can post on Instagram and have it appear on Facebook. You search anything on Google. What's one of the? It's likely that a video will pop up as a result, if it's relevant enough to your topic. And so more than half of the views on YouTube come from mobile device. In fact, more than 52% of all searches online are done via voice. 30% of those are voice command, which is very interesting. And now you see things like Alexa come into play, things like Google Home. Amazon has their voice activation. So how many of you currently advertise on Facebook? Currently advertise on Facebook. Google, print, other, or I don't advertise at all. So you take a second and so it's, again, the code is 22333 and text 296171 for Google, 296172 for Facebook, 296173 for print, 296176 for other, and 296267 for none. All right. Seems like Facebook's picking up the pace here. All in? Everyone text in? Excellent. So, a huge response, as you can see. The majority of the room advertises via Facebook. Print, I'm sure this particular area is very heavy on print advertising, mostly through the Tribune Democrat and some of the other magazines that are available locally. So what is Google? Google uses keywords. Facebook is interest-based. When I say interest, Facebook is pulling your likes, your reactions, your interactions, who you interact with. Every couple years I'm picking on Sean because he's a good friend of mine. I will get you've been friends with Sean Pyatek for 3 years, and it has a picture of either Sean or Sean and I or something along those lines. How do they know that? Well, they use machine learning. That machine learning is telling them that Sean and I have interacted and engaged with one another and have common interests. Sean likes mountain biking. I'm into comic books. Yes, I'm a huge nerd. Anyone wants talking about nerdism? Talk to me afterwards. I'm more than happy to geek out with you. But all it is interests. What do you like? Whenever you fill out your profile, what were some of the interests that you have? That's what they're pulling. So they're pulling interests when Facebook is pulling keywords. I say keywords. What's keywords mean? So keywords is anything that you search. How to build a shed. We'll use that as an example. How to build a shed. Pretty simple. But if I put that into Google search engine, what's going to come up? I'm going to get ads from Home Depot. I'm going to get ads from Lowe's. I'm going to get ads for Harbor Freight, DeWalt, Caterpillar, some of these other. Why? Why am I getting these? Well, because they're targeting people who are looking to build a shed. So when you're thinking about setting up your Google advertising, you have to think about, what would I search for to find my product? What would I search for to find my product? And so Google has AdWords, which anyone, from people or one person in here, real quick, who's the person that uses Google? Girl. So there's a reason.
I'm not very good at it.
Well, we'll talk. So Google uses AdWords. Now they also use Google Merchant. What's Google Merchant? Google Merchant is another way of advertising. When you advertise something on Google, say, new running shoes, you get little pictures at the top of your result that has new running shoes, new women's running shoes. So if I'm looking for new women's running shoes, trying to buy a Christmas present for someone in my family, I'm going to get a list of pictures, and it's going to allow me to shop directly from there. So it goes directly from that picture to a landing page that should have that same picture. So these two items together are very powerful. And this Google Merchant, that's pay to play. So that's actual advertisement. And they also have display network. What do you mean Google display network? So if you're not on the search engine results page, and you're not in the Google Merchant section, your display network is anything that, so let's say I am CNN, since they're on strike. So I'm using CNN. They have ads ad sections strategically placed throughout their page. And those ads are relative to what you are interested in. So again, going back to the shed. So I just searched how to build a shed. Now I pulled up CNN. Went over to CNN, and guess what I'm seeing now? The same ads. Similar ads. I'm seeing ads for Lowe's. I'm seeing ads for Home Depot. Just not in text form. Now I'm seeing them in visual form on these subsequent pages. Yahoo News. The list goes on. So any big news aggregator. When I say aggregator, it's anything that pushes. There's Buffer. There's Dig. There's all of these different platforms for blogs. And so they try to monetize. So anybody who clicks on an ad on their website will then make a little piece of that pie. Unless you're getting hundreds, thousands people going to your website, those ads aren't going to monetize themselves very well. You're going to see maybe $1 a month. But that's where the AdWords comes in. And that's how you start pushing people to your website. Start to be relative. Start understanding your demographic. What are they looking for? So I'm going to go over to Facebook. Facebook has been increasingly growing and growing and growing. They're not even the tip of the iceberg. It's a very young company that's exploded. If you think about it, I graduated college in 2008. In 2007 was whenever I started my first Facebook account. And at that point in time, it was only available to college students. Only available to college students. So within 10 years, Facebook has become someone to talk about in the same breath as Google, whenever you're talking about advertising. What they've done now is created a very intuitive platform, Facebook has, to operate and help you target your audience. So this pushes your product, and I'm going to be telling you how this can retarget these people who have already purchased off of you. And so that kind of builds into the whole marketing system that I'm going to be going over with you, which is very exciting. And so the actions, who you follow, reactions, the interaction you have to their content, you like, love, sad, wow, what kind of content are you putting out there? We would try to keep things close to our vest because we don't want people to know. Everything has to be a secret. But it doesn't. If I want to know something in today's environment, I can go on the internet and find it like that. If it's not on the first page of Google, what do I know about it? It's not relevant to what I'm looking for. And so, most important thing of Facebook is this section. your community. You're setting up groups. You're setting up events. You can even build a shop. Facebook has the settings where you can build an actual shop. So that way people are buying straight from Facebook. Boom, right to their doorstep. That's one way. Say you have you're running some products on Amazon. Maybe I've got a good friend and client who's a chiropractor. If he wants to sell Tiger Balm or whatever he puts on me to get, make your skin all tingly, he can push that through his Facebook. And every time it goes to that Amazon account, he gets a kickback. That kickback varies from item to item. So how much you're actually getting is you'll have to do your research on that on your own. But creating a community around these things is what's going to essentially drive the business. So again, going back to Google and YouTube, Google Plus, YouTube, and there's just a rabbit hole. There are so many things that are free that you can use to leverage your business. And then Facebook and Instagram, we kind of hit on these as well. So when we talk about e-commerce, monetizing your website, monetizing your business, that's what we're here for, right? Turn subscribers into sales, and then sales into more sales. How are you retargeting these people? So Google they'll push to your website, but you have to generate your own way of capturing your viewers' attention, and there are ways to monetize that. And you're not going to monetize it right away. You have to give them a value-added proposition. I say value-added proposition. Something free, something worth me trading my email address to get your information. Usually ebooks, free trials, restaurant reservations. So there has to be some sort, it's a barter, right? So that's what you have to understand. Like, people aren't just going to give you their email address. It's not going to happen. I see some, subscribe now. What's that mean? What am I getting? What's the value that I'm getting in return for me giving you my email address? So there has to be, so that's the Facebook side of things, right? Or I'm sorry, the Google side of things. So you can monetize and sell, and getting into websites, that's a whole nother beast. So I'm talking about Facebook. So Facebook has an external e-commerce. So you can link to a product page or store, kind of already talked about that. Use the Amazon example. So if you're selling something on Amazon or eBay or some other site that you're trying to monetize, so you have it linked to your product page. So what's that mean? So let's say I'll use Jen as an example. She's using makeup. So let's say she has her whole shop built out. All the products that she's using, all the different makeup, lipstick, mascara, eyeliner, list goes on and on and on. So she does a video or a picture, and she just like you can tag a friend, right? So you tag a friend in a picture. Same thing. You tag a product, tag an item that is on that you used. So Jen used red shade, whatever. All she has to do is start typing red in the shopping section. And so now she has this picture, and down below will be a carousel, an image carousel of all of the products that she used. Now all they have to do is click on that particular image, and it goes directly to her sales page. So that's how you start monetizing things. So, Fire, right? So what all do you guys have? You guys helmets?
Yeah, everything.
Everything.
Stickers to fire trucks.
Right. So you have, you do a video. You can tag your products that you're selling to your video, or push from your video onto your page. So something along those lines. So that way people are interested, start gaining knowledge about what you do, what products you're using. Fire equipment, saving lives. That's a big purpose, right? People want to know what you do. They want to know why you do it. What's your passion? So, and then you can also do an online store. You don't even have to have a website. You don't. I can set up my PayPal and have everything go straight through Facebook. So that way they're not even leaving Facebook. And all it is setting up a shop. Very, very simple. So if anybody needs help in setting up their shop, I'll be happy to help you, talk with you afterwards, and we can get that moving for you. And so I actually have written down here, Facebook business page settings, edit page, add tab, shop. Just like you would have your posts, your videos, your pictures. Now you add, events, right? You have all these different tabs. So when people come onto your website, they can see at the top what you want them to see first. So if you want people to see your videos first, your videos will be right underneath your banner. If you want people to see your images, your events, all of these different things, availability. So you have the power to reorganize how you want people to see what content you're pushing out there. What do you want people to see first? That's how you engage people. You literally have, within 10 seconds, people make a decision. Sometimes it's less than that. If it's really bad, they're out at 3. So, and again, if you want to get these slides on the white side of this paper, you have the URL. So please use that as a resource. Now we want tracking, right? You want to see how many people are looking at your video. 10-second views on Facebook videos is the most powerful thing. So you can see, okay, yeah, it was really good. Start tailoring off right whenever someone did this, or the screen changed to this, or maybe they stayed on the whole time, which it's hard keeping people's attention. So you really have to work to get people. You have to be creative to get people's engagement. So tracking. Google uses a slew of different tools. AdWords, AdSense, YouTube video ads. So AdSense is the display network that I talked about. Keywords, and then Google Analytics to see how many people are actually coming to your website. And then Google Analytics can also track your conversion rates to see. So if you have an e-commerce store, you can track how many sales. So you can try hitting goals, which is very interesting. Also, it doesn't even have to be an e-commerce site. Most of you here do not have an e-commerce site. Most of you here are service-based. Correct? Service-based? Product-based? So, who's your demographic? Who's your ideal client? Is it B2B, B2C?
Fire departments.
Fire departments? B2B. So that it's kind of it's a shop, or people buying straight from your website, or how do you?
Individuals are mostly, but we have to advertise all our products on that. We have from a pair of gloves to an aerial ladder.
Okay.
You got to deal with the customer on trucks, but individuals will buy off the website.
Gotcha. Very cool. So, and then you have your YouTube video ads in stream and in display. So that's, what do I mean by in stream? So if you're watching, you're Googling, my kid Googles for whatever reason, or goes on YouTube and there's the channel called Chills. And it's just scary stories, scary videos. He's 8, he gets into those things, I don't know. That's what he does. And so pulls that up, and then there's a video right there for an ad for whatever, for a bank, for toys, for whatever pertains to that particular channel. So whenever he watches, some of these other kids or these gaming networks, he's getting ads for other games, which is very interesting. So that's in stream. And so in display, if you go on YouTube, you actually physically have to go on YouTube, and then you'll see all the different banners. That's what it means by in display. It's in your display. It's not playing while you're watching. Or some of the longer videos have different breaks where they play an ad. So, and then Facebook. Facebook has their Facebook Business Manager, which is what I use to manage my clients. And so you can manage multiple accounts from the Facebook Business Manager. And then they have their insights. So this is where you pull up how many people watched your videos. You will watch the 10-second views is their key metric. Similar to on a website, if somebody comes to your website and leaves before 10 seconds, that's considered a bounce. So whenever you see your bounce rate, it's people that haven't stayed on your site longer than 10 seconds. And then Facebook Pixel. So Facebook Pixel can also track your conversion rates. So whether you're selling or you are trying to engage people in giving you their email address and you give them an ebook. So after they submit their email address, they would then be taken to another page, and then on that landing page would trigger this Facebook Pixel. So they can see from the whole line, from point A on advertising on Facebook to point C, them actually subscribing. So they track the individual from the beginning to final step. And that's how they get a better understanding of how you as a business are performing. So driving conversions. We talked about a lot of this. So with Google, you have search engine optimization and website quality. When I say website quality, I'm talking about how quickly people can navigate and get to an end result, as well as load time and some other key factors that help drive the position of your website online. And so some of the SEO key factors, I talked about it, keywords, using headers, paragraphs, and they have to be relative to the topic or focus of your website. So believe it or not, if you are trying to throw this War and Peace novel onto a page, trying to get ranked, you think it's going to work? No. And here's why. You have to be clear, you have to be concise, you have to be useful. That's how people are going to find you. That's how you are going to get ranked. And so we talk about traffic. Traffic is the number of visitors. And again, jump-starting your visitors and conversions with Google AdWords. That's how you are going to drive people to your website. So that way you can see how people are using your website, if your website is effective. And so the more people you have, say, well, my bounce rate is through the roof.
more than half the people that were coming to my website are gone within 10 seconds. Why? Why? What are we doing wrong? That's a good question to have. What are we doing wrong, and how do we fix it? And so, reviews, I have that on here. So reviews, getting people to review your website is huge. People can review if you have a Google My Business account. So if you have your business listed on Google, you can actually have people review your website through Google, which is amazing. Same thing with, I'll get over to Facebook in a little bit, but you can do something very similar. So as people are coming to your place of business, they are giving you great feedback. And then backlinks. Well, what's a backlink? Backlink is nothing more than somebody linking to your website. So if I have a client or a partner or another group that I'm in, I'm going to have them. So I'm guessing most of you are chamber members. So one of the key parts of being a chamber member is you get that little backlink from their site back to yours. So and that's going to show up in your backlinks. Images with descriptions and alt tags. You have to remember the web crawlers, the things that are sweeping your entire site. They can't see. So what are they pulling from? They're looking at your image descriptions. What do you name your image? You can even be shown. So maybe you're not being shown on the top of the search engine whenever you go into Google. But maybe I click on images. And guess what? There's your smiley face right there on the images listed on and people can go access your page through that. So that's another way of getting your name out there. Facebook. I talk about Facebook. This is some of my friends and family are tired of me using this phrase. Quality shareable content. What does that mean? It's a very blanketed statement. You want people to better understand your company as in what you do, not why you do it. Or I'm sorry, vice versa. Why you do it versus what you do. Right? Doing what you do for a purpose. You sell firefighter equipment. That's saving lives, right? You're assisting these firefighters in providing the best quality care that you can offer them. So that's something that you have to offer as a peace of mind, right? That's what you want to give people the warm fuzzies, or have some sort of emotional response to what you do. So that's what's going to get you quality shareable content. You need to outcare your competition. You need to outcare your competition. And so Facebook, I put here built-in resources. Facebook Live. I helped a small local mom and pop restaurant. They had no idea. I helped them. I came in and I was like, hey, this is what you need to do. I'll work with you. However, I just want to help you start generating some traffic and create some staying power. Because people at this location were there for a year, and then they're gone. Why? Well, they couldn't maintain a clientele. There was no revolving door. There was no way of getting people through the door and getting sales. So I had them do a Facebook Live. They had a big old smoker and bunch of ribs. Just because it says Facebook Live doesn't mean it has to be your face on it. They cooked everything fresh that morning. All I told them to do was just video your food cooking or getting your food off the grill. You don't even have to have your face on it. So things like Facebook Live are organic. People want to know what you're doing now. If you're a restaurant and you're going and you cook everything live, People want to know what you're eating was made that day, was that fresh. Maybe you are. There's tons of ways to get people engaged. Jen does a lovely job of doing her makeup sessions, and I sat down with her and we went over some things. So that type of engagement, that raw engagement, it doesn't have to be spectacular. It has to be real. You're all real people. So people knock on Facebook, or Facebook Live, but I think it's more they're scared to put themselves out there. But again, it doesn't have to be you that's on Facebook. Get creative. And then slideshow generator. When I say slideshow generator, all you're really doing is taking images that you've already designed, and you upload a series of images to Facebook, and it puts it all together, even puts music to it if you want, and it creates a video. Incredibly simple. Incredibly simple. These are just little things to help you guys think about how you can better engage with people. I went from a normal image post, working with a local grocery store, to doing slideshows, which is videos. The engagement went up 4 times. So I started with around 500, 3 times. Started with around 500 engagement. People would kind of, really wouldn't comment. Every once in a while I'd get a like on it. And I switched to this slideshow generator. And it's one thing. If you ask people to do too much, they're not going to do it all. So if they see one video that was very easy to make because you already have the images there. Now I went from 500, around 500 on average, to around 1,700 views per week. 1,700 views with no advertising. That's all just people seeing it on their feed. And then post types. And along with the slideshow generator, there are other formats that you can use to create posts. So if you have a big event, you can have a whole gallery of pictures. That's just one example, but I'll keep moving forward here. So ad formatting, it just looks like content in Facebook. I mean, that's literally, so you just do a picture ad, online targeting, actions and interests while within Facebook. And so this is really interesting, and if anybody wants to learn more about this, we can have a conversation outside of this. But you can target in Facebook so many focused niches. So for instance, one of the companies I work with, another company I work with, is a car dealership. Let's say I used to own a Cadillac. I didn't. Let's just say I did. And I am, the car dealership, they can see that I owned it on Facebook. They can see that I possibly owned a Cadillac at one point in time, because then they have what's called offline targeting. So whenever you leave Facebook, where are you going? Am I going to Kelley Blue Book? Am I going to cars.com? And so they can see. It's kind of creepy. I don't know. They can see where you're going from Facebook. What you're searching, what you're looking at, and then build a demographic around that. So they can literally target me for a Cadillac because I used to own a Cadillac. They can target you based upon your income. They can target you based upon how often you travel. If you come into a new town, I can do geo-targeting. Different ways to get people, get butts in seats, as I like to say. So what do you get when you combine these? I think I went over a lot of this with you already. So you get steps to a well-oiled Facebook marketing cycle. And so in this, we talked about Google. That is literally getting people to make sales. That's getting the sale. And so you use that to go to your website. Let's say this is the format that you're using. This is the most commonly used format. And so Google to your website. So you collect, let's say you have an ebook. You collect their email through the purchase or download of that ebook or that product. And so now you have this nice little list of emails. What do you do with it outside of sending out email blasts? Well, you take it to Facebook. You set up custom audiences to retarget. It is fact that it is 7 times less expensive to upsell or resell a current customer or client than it is to attain a new one. Yeah, so this is the re or upsell current customers. And so now that you have your retargeting list of people, and you've uploaded them to your custom audience. So let's say now I've already retargeted my audience, right? So now you're pushing. You're already doing that. You're hitting your people who have previously bought off of you or are interested in your service, and you can segment those. So you can have different custom audiences for different purposes. So somebody who subscribes or downloads my ebook versus somebody who purchased a service or a product. And then you can, creating a lookalike custom audience, what it does is basically strips out the person. Takes the person out of the entire equation. Well, what's left? What's left is your interests. Now you are targeting people with the same interests as you, or as your custom audience, or as your retargeting. So you have your retargeting audience, you have your lookalike audience. And those are 2 key elements of converting, because now you are targeting people who like the same things as your retargeted audience. So that's why you get everybody has Facebook. I'm guessing everybody here has Facebook. Well, you have ads that you see, and you're going, wow, these ads are getting pretty relevant to what I'm doing. I was trying to explain what I do to my mom. She's very not tech savvy. And I said, Mom, let's go through your Facebook feed once. So we started scrolling. And she's a nurse. So we're scrolling. And she's like, oh, there's a new function or a new product that can help with sleep apnea or something along those lines. And I go, Mom, do you ever wonder how they're able to target you? How you're able to see that product? This is how. This is literally how you're able to target your customers on Facebook. So how many of you have email lists of previous buyers? A few? So if you can text in real quick. So if you do have, please text 295-947. If not, then 295-989. All right. Well, that's exciting because a lot of you already have email lists. So now we have something to start from, right? Step 1 is getting the email list. Well, that's a big step, but for all intents and purposes. So we're going to be talking about email gathering, online ordering, and ebook offers one way I'm going to keep going through this, but again, going back to the agenda here, to get these links that I'm going to be showing you, you're going to go to this page and go to custom audience, and that will take you to where I will be referencing in the following slides. So, before we get any further, how am I doing so far? Is everybody on task? If I'm doing great. 29, 296, 029. Sorry, as I stumble around my words here. All right, 100%. I'll take that. I try to stay away from the meh area. So, all right, looks like everybody's participating here. And so here we talk about the Facebook marketing system. And from here, all you do is you go to the page that I referenced, and you add your customer list. And it's very simple. All you have to do is you click on that, and you have either an Excel file or a CSV. CSVs are more common because they're very stripped down to basic information. And let's see here. And so you see. So this one is a little more, it's nicer with a little more of a round table. So you basically have your identifiers, which is you have just your email address and your first and last name, which is all you really need when you think about it, when you think about how Facebook works. So they're gonna try to match you up based upon your email address as well as your name, and those are really the only two columns that you need. And Facebook will do the rest of the legwork. And so once it's complete, it tells you that it's complete. And so now that you've created your first custom audience, this is your retargeted audience, you're going to now go into create a lookalike audience. So it's going to pull those first and last names out and leave all the interests. Those interests will then be filtered into the lookalike audience, so that way you have access, or you can access people that look like your current audience. And then in here you can, this is just your lookalike audience, and then you can identify your geographic reach. How far do you want to go? You want to go nationally? You want to go internationally? These are things that you have the ability to target based upon the size footprint that you want. And a lot of that is based upon your budget for this, and and all you really do from here. Let's go back to the last step. So if you look at the bottom here, what's the last step? It says create an ad. So this is all leading up to being able to effectively use your content to target the right audience. All right. And again, if you have the agenda, I will, and you can use the URL there to access the slides. So that way, everybody has access to it and can, play around and learn how to better create and target their audience. So, do we have any questions? Go ahead.
What if you already have the email addresses and names, not through them coming to your site, but you have them another means, they call you, they say, email me that, so
You can use that. You can use that
you can
information.
just enter that in and go,
Yeah, I mean, you can create your own your own Excel spreadsheet at that point, and you can say these are the people that I want to target. However many you have, John Smith at john.smith@smith.com, and then you just work down. So that's what. Yeah.
How effective is, I see giveaways, register, and that's an email gathering.
It's an email gathering technique.
Is that something to do? And how many questions can you ask? Like, can you say your name, address, fire department?
What do you mean? Like, what kind of information you're actually gathering?
Yeah, is there a limit on the number of questions? You fill this out and share it, then you're eligible for a prize or something.
Well,
I've seen that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, have you entered any of your information into any of those?
No.
Well, I mean, that's the barter, right? That going back to what you're giving them has to be worth the email trade, right? So, maybe ebooks have been an industry trend, developing, maybe safety guides for what you do at Kazaa, or something along those lines,
Or something that they use.
Yeah. So I mean that would be very effective. Information. People want to know things. People ask questions to Google because they want a response. If you're able to give them that response at a high level, that's going to put you. That's going to put you as a resource for that niche, for that community. Yeah.
We haven't talked about cost.
Cost.
So if I take my email list of 5,000 addresses,
Yes.
and create a lookalike audience, that turns out to be 20,000 addresses.
Could be.
So what is it going to cost me to reach them on Facebook?
And that is subjective to the industry that you're in. There are some, for instance, I'm going to go back to Google, for instance, Google keywords. That's, you can attach a number to those. Sometimes you're paying $3 a keyword. Sometimes I've seen keywords, mesothelioma, and some of these, sicknesses, and they can go upwards of $100. So, and Facebook will tell you whenever you're setting up your ad how many people that you're going to target based upon your budget for that particular ad. I hope I answer. It's all really subjective. So yes.
How does that different than boosting a post, which is essentially it is the same?
Same thing. The only difference is now you have different audiences. So whenever you're looking at you're boosting your post, you can boost your post. Setting up an ad to different specific audiences, if you so choose, however you choose. So it's really the only difference is now you have specific audiences set up that you can just choose from your boost section. Anyone else? Yes.
Say I bought something from your site and now what I got is not what I expected and I'm not happy with you.
Mm-hmm.
Do I as a consumer have any way to opt out of receiving your ads and things, or no? Once you have my address, it's in there for good.
There are things. If let's say you're getting email blasts, you can at the bottom. There's usually an opt out. Other than that, it's all.
It's all out there.
It's all out there. So I mean, that's again, being able to give people information at a high level would be very beneficial. So, anyone else?
Travis will stick around if you have any other questions. He'll be happy to answer
Absolutely.
them. I know some of you need to get back to work.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Isn't it good?
Welcome.
I want to thank our ExCel sponsors, Kanema Health System.